Fight fans, Todd Jackson here from Hurtsbad.com at the office over at Boxing Inc. on Ina Road. Standing here with Keith Gutierrez, George Castro. How you doing, gentlemen?
How you doing, man? Good.
Doing real well. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks for having us out as well. We always like coming out here. I just want to talk to you, man. There's been a lot going on. There's a lot going on moving forward too. Nate brought home the title. Got to be super proud of Nate, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Well, Nate works hard, man. He's a tough kid. He's got a lot of potential. As long as he stays on that straight road, I see him, going to the top.
Yeah, definitely. How about you, Keith? What do you think of Nate brought?
Oh man, Nate's an awesome kid. Good work ethic, tough as nails. He's always been the littlest guy in our gym, so he's always kind of gotten thrown around a little bit in the gym, but he could hold his own. So, seeing that kid progress when he first came in here, he could barely even throw a punch to, what he's become today, man. It's really impressive. His future is really bright.
I couldn't agree more. Both of you guys said it very well. I've watched Nate from his first fight as an amateur, and to see him with a title around his waist, it's almost like we knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time, and like that has become the story thus far. I feel like there's still a story yet to be written on this guy. And, Nick Piedmont as well. Hit a bump in the road with Nick Rhodes, took a fight with him on short notice because that's the kind of warriors that you guys are bringing out of here. Hey, he fought over a weight class he was comfortable at the moment, but he still went out there, put on a hell of a fight. I've seen some of the highlights from the fight. I had the honor of calling it firsthand, but you forget things. And after being able to see some of the highlights, Nick, he put on a heck of a show. Or Nick did, I'm sorry.
Nick did. And, we talked about it as anytime I get a fight offer, he's the first one I call, and then I get a hold of the fighter. I think with Nick, since me being a fighter myself, I think I let him take that fight because he did the camp.
Right.
And I felt bad that he wouldn't have a fight if he didn't take that fight. Mm-hmm. But I think now I got to step back and separate myself as a manager and coach, and sometimes I got to say no.
Sure.
And sometimes it's just going to happen. You're going to go through a full camp and you're not going to get the fight.
Right.
We went out there and fought. It was, like he said in his interview, there's a weight class, and that's why there is weight classes. But hats off to Rhodes. He took the fight too on short notice, and it was a good fight. Maybe we can meet someone in the middle next time. But if not, it is what it is. They're 1-1, and we'll move on just like Nick Rhodes will.
Sure, absolutely. And for what it's worth, you get to see these guys, you get to start to root for them and get to supporting them. But at the same time, both of these guys, what I thought about that was really good for the entire thing, the entire situation of everybody involved, is the idea that maybe down the road, like you said, you meet in the middle, maybe there's a trilogy. That's the kind of stuff that gets people excited, on the other side of the cage, on the outside of the cage. And that's what all these fighters need, is more people involved and more people excited about what they're doing. So, I look forward to seeing what Nick Piedmont has next. I know he's in here training full-time now, and the future's very bright for him indeed.
Yeah, me and Keith have talked. I think our fighters are some of the busiest fighters in Tucson.
Sure.
Nick's already fought 4 times this year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fights, and we don't want to wear him out. I don't want him to fight just because he feels like he has to.
Right.
So we're going to slow everybody down a little bit. We're going to get back to some basics. I know you brought up, Nick's girl coming in here with a kid. I've even kind of tightened that up and made it more of a business. And still family, she's more than welcome to come, of course, but sometimes you just got to go back to the basics and, can't have Nick worrying if his little daughter's going to get kicked on accident. Right. That's kind of scary. We don't want that to happen either. So, we're stepping back a little bit. Keith and I are talking about holding the guys back a little bit from fighting, and we'll pick out a little better opponents and see where we're going from there.
Yeah, they're both young. They got plenty of time ahead of them. So if they take their strides and take their lumps as they come and progress, I think that the future's very bright. Not everyone's going to be Johnny Jones and the youngest UFC champ.
No.
So Keith, let me ask you. You've been around the gym a long time. We've talked about Nick and Nate. Who else do you see around this gym that stands out to you? I'm sure there's plenty. Don't get me wrong. But
like I say, man, I take all these kids under my wing like they're my little brothers, man. So I want to watch out for them, make sure they're ready to fight, first of all, and that's what we're doing, working out with kid Patrick, Chad Dittmeyer, man.
Yeah.
He impressed the hell out of me his last fight, man. Made us really proud. He's actually looking really sharp. We've seen the Chad of old with some extra dimensions added to his game. He's really improved on his wrestling a lot. He's a tough kid. Got George Roop in here all the time.
George Roop's in the house.
George Roop, he's a good inspiration to all of us. We got Sergio, he's an amateur kid, but he's actually been around for about a year or so, but he's come a long way. We got a lot of good help in the gym, man. We got a lot of good people. We're going to keep everything positive, and we're going to keep going forward, man. I can't wait. A couple of years from now, one of them's going to be on top.
Yeah, I think
one of them's going to be on top, and that's for sure.
I think you're totally right about that. And speaking of being on top, man, what do we got going on this weekend, bro? What's happening?
We got Dominic Cruz coming down, man.
Coming to Tucson.
Yeah, he's coming back home. He'll be here on Saturday. We're having a big party at RPM, and then That's from 9 to 2 a.m. Then the next day at Red Line, we're having a meet and greet from 1 to 3. So
Very cool.
hopefully all the Tucson comes out. I mean, it's not every day you get to have your hometown kid as UFC champ.
Not
So
every
it's
day,
cool,
man.
Cool.
It's been since Don Fry, I would think. I don't
Yeah.
think there's been another UFC champ out of this area since Fry, man.
So it's been since '96.
Yeah,
that's
great.
when he was down was a champ. So
Yeah, we're real excited to see Dominic Cruz come down. You also mentioned George Roop, man. George Roop in the house right now out there throwing hooks, man. George is such a great guy. I know he likes to move around town and go to different camps and show his support to all these fighters. It's really great to have him in here and all these guys to be able to mix it up with a guy that fights at that level, you know?
Definitely. We even had a team meeting, and he was a big part of our team meeting one night. And he doesn't play any side of the fence. He just straight down the middle, and that's awesome, man. I wish a lot more fighters were like that. Maybe everybody else would get along, and we'd all benefit from it. But until then, I mean, we got to just stay positive. And unfortunately, a lot of bad talk comes back our way. But we let it bounce off. Sometimes we slip and get angry at it.
Sure.
But we're just gonna stay positive, man, and think positive, and good things are gonna keep coming to us.
Yeah, and it's the nature of things. People they get that mentality going behind them, and they want to support what it is that they stand for. And sometimes they color outside the lines, if you will. At the same time, though, there are definitely principles involved that everybody has to respect. And you and I talked about this at length about we're all, like I said, we may not be on the same page, but we are on the same path. And whether we work together or against each other, we're all going the same direction. So we got to make sure we show respect. It's mixed martial arts, and part of that martial arts is honor and integrity, and that's something I think is sometimes forgotten.
Yeah, we don't want to show the young people just coming into the sport how to react. I think I was fortunate. Actually, Keith too. He got brought up with Don Fry and his old team, and there wasn't no goofing around with Don Fry. So we either came and did our job and we did it right, or he wouldn't let us come back. So I think I'm fortunate enough to have been brought in the game by Don Fry and his camp, and I'm hoping I can take that to my team and let them know how to act. And I hope that that we do respect the sport. I think we do a good job of that. I think that's why we get so much support from Tucson, and we just love the support, man. People were coming out to see me fight. Now they're coming. I didn't even fight this last event, and we had probably the biggest crowd just to see the team. So thanks to Tucson, and we love you guys. Thank you for that. So we keep doing good. Dominic is a big part of our camp. We send guys out to Alliance like we've talked before. So hopefully me and Keith will get out there and we'll do some stuff with their coaches and learn some more stuff. So we got a good network group as far as our team going. So I'm happy for that. So.
Yeah, and it shows. It reflects when these guys get engaged. So you guys are doing a great job. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank
you guys take care, and look forward to seeing you guys
Thank
compete again.